Kia ora, good morning and good evening, everyone. My name is D.F. Kanchan Nadira, and today I'll be presenting my research progress. And my topic is Leading Transformational Change in Otero Garment Fashion Industry to Build Sustainable Future. I thought of doing this as with many years of experience in my fashion industry, my goal is to explore how sustainable and cultural intelligence can drive meaningful change. This research bridged my professional expertise with my academic pursuit of ethical and resilient leadership in Otero fashion landscape. So my content of project focus on how change leadership can support the transformation of New Zealand fashion industry. First of all, if I give a background of the global fashion industry is responsible for around 10% of global carbon emission and 20% wastewater. And this is a major global sustainable issue. We see the same pattern of overproduction, textile waste, and imported fast fashion dominating the market. In Otero, while we are geographically small, our consumer habits and supply chain mirror these global issues. And of course, we face similar challenges with overproduction and imported fast fashion. Yet, we also strong opportunities predominantly in terms of strong local resources like merino wool, a growing sustainable movement, ethical innovators like Icebreaker and Untouched World, and the design community increasing guide to Maori values and the guidance of Utility Waitangi principles. If emphasize three pillars that are partnership, participation, and project and protection. Partnership, co-designing sustainable system alongside Maori and Pacifica leaders. Participation, ensuring Maori knowledge system are embedded, not added on. Protection, safeguard both the environment and cultural heritage. With that, I would say the research focus on especially how we can move from take make waste model to take make zero waste model, which culturally grounded, economically sustainable, and relationship provided the foundation for the ethical innovative business model, and policymakers and the investment, etc. Moving on. So if I take you through depth, my research uses a mixed method design, combining quantitative survey and qualitative interviews to gain both statistical and the narrative insight. This approach allow me to triangulate data for the stronger validity and reflection the interconnection nature of the sustainability. The quantitative survey is now 80 to 95% completed with over 45 participants currently. It captures public attitudes on people, price, behavior, trust, product, sustainability awareness, etc. The qualitative interview plan for the next stage. I will focus on customers, experts, designers, SMVs, Maori creative views, and the policymakers using the Kappapa Maori framework to ensure cultural safety and the cooperation. Together, these methods explore how change leadership rather than simple management can help fashion SMBs align ethically with visibility. the data integration and the complementary analysis. The quantitative survey provide broader industry insights, while the qualitative interviews will deliver deeper into specific changes. And of course, the opportunities for the sustainable transformation, ensuring a comprehensive understanding of the research question. Going to the next slide. In my slideshow is the main research question that I plan to use and guide this have developed sub questions as well. Currently, the industry practices like product sell and discard model, environmental pollution due to the textile waste, and social changes like labor, low wages, and skill, etc. So, if I give a brief, uh, as I mentioned earlier, the currently my research is at a intermediate stage. Proposal and ethical approval completed. Survey data collection 80 to 95% completed. Interview phase, next step. Most important, data analysis and the report writing upcoming. In the slide middle, visualize this milestone progress. So far, early survey results are show stronger consumer awareness of the sustainability, but the disconnect between the values and action. A pattern consists with international studies. I would like to point out key insights so far. Designers value circulate principle but lack funding and the facility. Consumers care about the sustainability but they prioritize affordability and the style. Manufacturers and retailers want to adopt ethical practices but they face cost pressure and the limited resources of supply chain network. This reinforces that the sustainable transformation isn't just technical, it also cultural and systematic, requiring collaboration across the entire value chain. So I would like to point out that primary survey result identified barriers such as lack of industry know-how, consumer adaptation, high business cost and framework, but still strongly influence purchasing decision, highlighting the value action gap. So I have given my references as well. Moving on. Of course, there are challenges as no research is without challenges. In my case, several key limitations and challenges stand out, such as recruiting diverse participants across New Zealand's isolated garment fashion industry. However, my strategy is to focus on depth and the richness of insight rather than the volume, using verification and selective sampling and the triangulate to validate result, balancing traditional and Western framework, keeping Maori creativities from being standardized. It demands that as a researcher continuously reflect on my positionality and avoid tokenism. Timing issues, especially with stakeholders managing peak production season, I review this as an opportunity to refine focus and prioritize meaningful, high quality insight rather than servicing level generalization. And the potential for the social disability bias, where participants responsible with what they think is expected, although I am addressing these by offering flexible participation options, by mitigating through flexible scheduling anonymous survey, and the continuous consultation with cultural advisors. Moving on to next slide. As we look ahead, my priority is display on slides, conducting interviews with SMV leaders, Maori designers, and policy experts. These interviews will allow me to explore cultural, ethical, and operational dimension that cannot be captured through survey alone. Analyzing survey data using the trend and for thematic coding, quantitative and the qualitative, will allow me to identify not just what people believe, but why they act the way they do. This will deepen the analysis and strengthen the validity of the overall conclusion. Integrating research result to create policies and the business recommendation. So possibly including a stakeholder information prototype for the new sustainable product or design concept, co-created with community feedback. Presenting result in April 2026, including stakeholder feedback session. So, further, it also enhanced my ability as a change leader to think systematically, balancing 3 Ps: people, profit, and planet in practical way. I'm learning that small cultural grounded interventions can create lasting transformation towards sustainability fashion. Moving on, and personally, I have learned that sustainability is not just about product. It about relationship, values, and leadership. Applying to TTDT Waitangi principles throughout my research has taught me that the genuine partnership means shared ownership of knowledge and outcome. Although it is important to exploration of AI expanded perspective on the technology as a partner organization, so that this project is helping me to grow as a change leader, one who understands that transformation must be culturally, ethically, economically, and technologically balanced. As a tagline which I made, a sustainable fashion industry is possible through collective action. To sum up, I believe that sustainable transformation in fashion require people collective courage to make change. As Otero shift towards repetition, our challenge is not just to change system, but to reimagine leadership that honor people, culture, and the planet. Specifically, how we can move from take make waste model to take make zero waste model that is both culturally grounded and the economically sustainable. Lastly, moving on, I would love to receive my cohort members, especially areas on the structure and the flow of my interview questions, how I can make my data used to enhance analysis and AI technology use and the visual presentation clear, and way to further strengthen the integration to TTT Waitangi principle in my process. Of course, any other scope with that to enhance my research. So with that, thank you all of your time and look forward your feedback at your earliest. Have a great day. Thank you.